So welcome back everyone to the channel. I just wanted to show you guys this car that I just picked up for $800. It's a BMW 2002 e46. I believe it's a 1.9 engine or a 1.8. Fun fact about this engine was not available in other markets except in Europe. So if you are in the American or other markets, unfortunately this four-cylinder engine was not available, which I thought was pretty interesting. But I guess at the time when this car came out, gas prices were pretty high, and Europeans, I guess, maybe were a little bit more conservative in their engine sizes. So like I said, I got this car for $800. I thought it was a really good deal. This was purchased in Poland. So in Poland, this is pretty much the average price for these cars. But for this price, you usually get a really beat up one, or one in really bad condition, or one with like extremely in need of like a lot of repairs. So when I found this one on the internet, by the way, the seller was a Ukrainian. And when I asked him, like, why are you selling this car? Because he said this was his first car, this was his baby. And I remember, like, when I met him, he had this car as, like, his wallpaper on his smartwatch and his wallpaper on his phone. So I was like, yeah, this guy really loved this car. And especially considering that it was his first car, I was like, why are you selling it? And apparently he said he was moving to Italy with his wife and children and didn't have any space for this car. And I think his wife had a different car and they just decided to stick with that car. So one thing that really caught my attention, because I like to sell and buy and sell parts, especially used parts, is that the wheels. Now if you look at these wheels, these are authentic M3 wheels, and I checked online before I even met him, like how much I could sell these, just to get my money back in case this car was like in terrible condition or just like had a blown engine or something. And I found out that these go for like at least $500. So I was like, okay, well, I'll get like half of my money back if the car turns out to be like a piece of shit. And that was one reason why I decided to get the car. The other reason is if you look inside the car, it actually has an M3 steering wheel, an authentic one. So I checked online and these go for about $200 to $300. So I was like, oh wow, like if I just buy this car and it breaks down on me tomorrow, at least just selling the wheels and the steering wheel will get me my money back. But if you look around the car, it's pretty much in good condition. The only thing is that like there's a few rust areas which definitely need to be sorted out, because those can get a lot worse. And you know how rust is. If you don't take care of it right away, it'll get bigger and bigger. It does have a sunroof, which is operational, which I was a huge fan of. The condition of the interior seems to be pretty good. So as you can see, it's not really, the best looking color interior, in my opinion. I mean, okay, let me take that back. Black is a really good color, but I just think the interior needs a really good cleaning. Here's the inside of the car. And then there's the inside of the other steering wheel. I'm sorry, the other seats. All of these little accessories, I actually put them on, like the seat belt rest or cover, whatever that's called, and then back here. So, and it does have an operational remote. So the remote was authentic, and he gave me like 3 remotes, which I thought was really cool. He also had like the emergency remote. I think that's one that's made out of plastic. That's really hard to find for this car. Another thing that came with this car that I sold immediately was that it had like, what do you call them? The cassette holder, and it was actually right here. There was a space to hold cassette tapes, and I checked online how much that's going for, and it was going for like $150. So I sold that immediately, and it's like I put it on eBay and it sold within a couple of weeks of me putting it on. Actually, the guy who bought it, I remember asking him, like, why did you buy this cassette holder for, a reasonably high price, like $150, giving that he thought it was a fair price. And he was like, well, yeah, I actually still listen to cassettes. So I was like, cool. All right. So yeah, other than that, I did change the steering wheel, the shift knob. This wasn't the one that came with it. Anything else, I just left the interior. So what are my plans for this car? Well, actually, I'm just always been a fan of the e46. I think it is the greatest model generation of BMW ever made. I think it's such a timeless classic, and just the way it's so beautiful in design and everything about it is just like something that I'm a huge fan of. So my plan for this car is just to keep it as a daily driver. Oh, I also added these headlights, M3 style covers. So yeah, so other than that, I actually wanted this car to be my daily driver for my fiance, but I was planning to surprise her, like, hey, I got you a new daily driver, just something you can drive until you get your car fixed. And she was like, no, I hate this car. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this car will suit you so well. Like, you know, you work in a business environment and it's kind of like a business class. By the way, this car was like $40,000 in today's money when it came out. And now they're being sold for like $1,000 in Poland. So anyway, her reasoning for not wanting to have this car or drive this car is because she says it's too long and it's rear-wheel drive. She says she doesn't like rear-wheel drive cars, which I was not aware of. But, you know, I respect her decision and it is what it is. So I'll just show you guys a little bit under the engine. So yeah, I was really disappointed that she wasn't willing to drive this car just because it's rear-wheel drive. But, you know, I would want her to drive whatever she feels comfortable with, whatever she feels safe with. And yeah, that's the story. I guess it's going to be my daily driver now. Regarding the mileage, it has 350,000 kilometers, which is extremely high for this model. But one thing that convinced me to give this car a chance and, you know, make the purchase was that he showed me documentations that this car, the engine was changed not too long ago. And when it was changed, it had like 120,000 kilometers on the engine, and now it has about 150,000 kilometers on the engine. So I was like, okay, look, I'm sold. The wheels and the steering wheel will get me my money back, even if you're completely cheating me. But that the engine is like, you know, relatively low mileage for this year, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely sold. So to just show you guys the engine before we end this video. And I want you guys to leave your comments. What do you think? Do you think this was a good purchase? Do you think I got robbed? Do you think this was the deal of the century? What do you think? And also, what are your suggestions? In my opinion, I'm planning to keep this car stock. Just keep it the way it is and not do too much modifications to it. I just think that BMWs deserve to remain as they are. And I really don't like the guys who modify their BMWs to look like some Fast and Furious car with all those crazy stickers and flashy neon lights. So that's not my style. Planning to keep it just the way it is. So yeah, that's it, guys. Leave your comments below. Tell me, what do you think about this purchase? Would you buy the same car for the same price? Do you think I will definitely get my money back if I just sell the steering wheels? I mean, in my opinion, the steering wheels are absolutely beautiful, so I really don't want to sell them. But that was kind of like my insurance plan in case this guy, you know, sold me a car where the engine would blow off the day I drove it off the lot or drove it away from his house. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching and see you guys next time. I have more videos coming out soon about some repairs that I'll do to this car and other cars. So yeah, thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.